All right. All right. Yo. Welcome to another episode of Weirdinary. I'm your host, BradQuan. I got my guy, John, behind the camera. John, say what's up.
How are you guys?
Hell
Good to
yeah.
be here.
And today, we have a very special guest. He is a visual artist, a former New York City subway musician, a former editorial illustrator, School of Visual Arts alumnus, and storyteller of underground culture. My guy, Luke Ryan. How the hell are you, brother?
I'm pretty good, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. So, Luke, if I'm not mistaken, it was last week you reached out to me via Facebook, asking to be a part of it. It was on the 4th of July, I recall. You reached out. You liked what we were doing with the podcast, which obviously warmed my heart, and you wanted to be a part of it. Let me ask, how did you come across us? I'm trying to think, were we friends prior, or did you just happen to find us?
I think we must have been friends, but I have about 2,000 friends on Facebook.
Yeah, same. I have so many.
Yet I'm still the loneliest old fucker on the planet, and no one comes by to help me move when that happens. But I don't. Oh, maybe you asked me for a friend request. And then I went and stalked you and went on your site. And
because it helps to know who the hell you're adding. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
100%.
I have a little caution
Understood.
in these old bones, you know. But I remember going to your site and first being impressed by, wow, he runs a podcast and it's called Weird. And then I thought, I'm weird. I don't know if it's the same kind of weird that you guys are ready for, but I'm certainly weird. I certainly need to be there in the middle of that.
Fuck yes.
So I wrote you an IMS or whatever it is, or PMS. I don't know what it's called.
Direct message?
Yeah, it's not PMS, right?
No,
that's something
PMS.
different.
Yeah, you think it's I think what you're thinking of is SMS. And that's like a text message, right, John? SMS?
Yeah.
Yeah. What you said, you sent me a direct message via Facebook. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I kind of begged you to be on, and when you.
I wouldn't say all that, but you did ask, and listen. That shit made my morning. I'm like, oh my god, you made me feel like we were already on. I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? That was incredible. That was the first time we ever had anybody reach out to us directly for an interview. So I want to thank you for your interest.
Yeah.
And dude, it's fucking amazing to have you on. And you said that you had a lot of stories to share, man. And I gotta tell you, man, just from seeing your path so far, man, I mean, it's full of so much personality, man. I can't wait to hear all the gems you got up there, brother. So
it's been a wild ride. I've certainly have chosen a path that's very different than humanity would prescribe, whatever. But I've lived it to the hilt. And spent a lot of time running away from angry landladies, but also, I had my shot at kind of underground celebrity. It's been, and day to day was, I remember thinking back then that I had more adventures in a week than most people have in a lifetime. Unfortunately, now things have calmed down a little bit, and I'm feeling more like, that the person that doesn't have all those adventures.
I mean, at some point in life, we get to the point where we gotta settle down. No.
No? Well, I haven't decided. Life decides.
Fair enough.
It throws you weird curves, like you get out of bed, you jump out of bed and you realize your knees don't work anymore. You know, you'll find out. Don't push
I mean,
it.
not for nothing. I'm low key starting to find that out now. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no,
I need to take a little.
you're an
back.
amateur. Let's put it that way.
A wise man told me recently. He said, "Life doesn't happen to you; it happens for you." And what you just said, kind of, it brought me back to that saying. And I wanna kick this off by starting off the dialogue and really getting into the origins, so to speak. So, if someone wanted to understand the man you've become, where would you tell them your story truly begins?
Well, I started out as a child.
Fair enough. Hell yeah.
You know, when it actually, I do remember the day it happened.
Okay.
I went to a very strict Catholic school,
Oh wow.
and it was called, believe it or not, Most Precious Blood,
Oh.
where you would get beaten senselessly by the Sisters of Mercy.
Jesus Christ.
And it was, you know, very, very strict, and you know, discipline, and don't chew gum, don't stand up, don't talk, say your Hail Marys and all that stuff. And then miraculously, one of the nuns discovered I had artistic talent, and told my mom she should look at the High School of Art and Design. So that's when things changed.
Okay.
When I went into this new environment where people were creative and different than me, and I had to go into Manhattan, and it took me a while to adjust, but that was when the juices started flowing.
About how old were you when this started?
Well, this would be the 8th grade,
Eighth grade.
into high school.
Okay. So that's what you're like 14, 13, 14? Let's say yeah,
I don't even know how old I am now.
let's say 14. What part of New York City are you from?
Astoria, Queens.
Astoria, Queens, okay. And what year were you born, just so we can have like a sort of a timeline here?
51, that's 1951, not 18.
1851, all right, rock and roll. Yeah, I mean, goddamn, the strict Catholic school. I mean, John and I went to a Catholic school. It was strict in its own right, but obviously in the early 2000s, it was a little less, hands-on than that. I'll say, do you believe that strictness caused you to rebel and kind of go against the system? Because I can just look at you and tell that you are an anti-establishment kind of guy. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. I think you're genetically wired to be who I am, but
Okay.
you know when you're in a situation that runs contrary to that.
Okay.
So I think it was a hindrance on my road to like be who I am, but I think, you know, I was who I was even back then. You know, I remember looking at my report cards in the 5th grade, and it would be, he has some ability marred by a lack of self-restraint. I was the class clown. I was always, and there was corporal punishment. I mean, these Sisters of Mercy would beat you unmercifully.
You say class clown. What do you think that stems from? Because I can say for me, I was a class clown because I didn't get adequate attention at home. Was that a means for you to get that attention? Or like, where do you believe that stemmed for you?
Well, like a yin-yang of like childhood influences. My dad was a very, very good man, but he was extremely quiet in a kind of wounded way.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
before I was born, my sister passed away.
Oh, shit.
And she was like a month, I mean, like maybe about a year old.
Oh, wow.
And as a father myself, like I just cannot imagine bouncing back from that kind of horror.
Uh-huh.
And my dad withdrew, he went inside himself. But yet, everybody lived with us because he would take anybody in, like the family, like, oh, Uncle Babe got fleeced and he lost all his money and he has nowhere to go. And we were the poor family, but my dad would always say, he can come with us. A day later, he might have said, why did I say that? But he did. And then my mom went the other way. When I was born, I became the golden child.
Okay.
So she would be the sort of person that would, like her friends would come over and she would go, get that guitar out of the closet that your uncle left here and do that Elvis song. And then she'd go, shake your behind. And she was a real fun-loving person and my biggest influence because my dad would be there, but he really didn't spend time with me.
Wow, it's really interesting. We got some parallels, Luke. God damn. Hearing you talk about your childhood here is kind of bringing me back to my own, you know? Jeez, the stories of you talking about playing the guitar and your mom telling you to dance around is reminding me of when I was a child. My parents were playing Ascension by Maxwell, and I'm just the center of attention. I'm dancing, and I started to sing in the doorknob. You know what I'm saying? I'm just you know what I mean? Or
Got to watch no one comes in.
yes, make sure no one comes in. Shit, dude. Fuck it. What'd you say, man? You said the golden child. Yeah. I experienced similar treatment, man. You know. That's interesting, and like your father, my father was also very reserved. I actually lost my sister before I was born as well.
Oh, really? Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know how someone could lose a child. I mean, I have a daughter, and that's my biggest nightmare in life. Like, if something would ever happen to her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, you guys have you set the scene quite beautifully. So your family, you guys were, I wouldn't say poor. I'd say we're working class in terms of money, but you
Yeah.
were rich in love. You know what I mean? Is that fair to say?
We were rich in strangeness, but we certainly, you know.
I mean, love is a strange fruit, man.
Oh yeah.
Love is a strange motherfucking fruit.
Yeah, there was you know, no complaints there. I felt loved growing up.
Rock and roll. When you think back to your earliest memories, what first made you feel you were different from everybody else? I mean, obviously you were artistically inclined, but there's, and I can only speak for myself. I mean, there's certain insecurities, there's certain quirks and whatnot that manifest into such an ability that makes it so that you have to channel that into something. You know what I mean? What about you like helped you realize that you just weren't like everybody else?
Well, getting back when I was in Most Precious Blood.
Most Precious.
Don't hit me.
That name is wild, by the way. Holy shit.
Yeah, I can show you scars. But anyway, like when I was going through that, I felt very different than my peers.
Okay.
But when I moved into the High School of Art and Design, all of a sudden, I wasn't that strange anymore because everybody else was strange. In a wonderful way.
Yes. How would you say so like, did you feel like you were singled out by chance in your experience in Most Precious Blood? Like, I mean, do you feel like you kind of stuck out like a sore thumb, and because of that, you were singled out?
Not
No.
so much. I was, when I would feel that way was because like I was that, you know, a chubby little kid with the asthma.
Wow, dude.
So like, if I would be bold enough to be in the schoolyard, you know, where they were divvying up who's going to be on either side, it would be, okay, we'll take Matlock, but you got to take Luke, you know, because, you know, I spent time doing different things. Like everyone was out playing stickball, and I just wasn't into that.
You were an introvert.
No, not at all.
No, okay.
But I mean, I would be that weird kid that was putting together monster models or drawing comics in my room, and you know, I wasn't the all-American Norman Rockwell kid playing baseball and stuff. But you know, I had friends. My friends, you know, were peculiar too. But you know, they've always been that way through life.
Holy shit. I love it, man. God. I mean, just the more you talk, the more I'm reminded of myself. Dude, this is really interesting. I feel like I'm looking into the future. So, and I gotta tell you, man, you got like a Nikki Sixx thing going on with the hair, man.
Like a who?
Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue?
Well, I've always listened to alternative music.
Okay, fair enough.
But not even alternative the way you would think. Like back in my high school days when I should have been listening to like the Grateful Dead and, you know, the Stones and the Beatles, I was listening to what now is classic country. Like Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, Buck Owens, the corniest people. And I'd either be listening to that or real underground, like the Fugs or the Mothers of Invention. And I even today, like Spotify is like, I know they rip off and screw musicians, but it's like a dream for me. Like it's magic that anything you think of, you could go there and hunt it down. And you can, like a fungus, you could pick something you like that, wow, this is weird. And then it grows, and they tell you, if you like this, you might like this, which when they get my algorithm wrong, I'm really pissed off, but I listen to their advice. I heard someone say recently that when you get to be an old geezer like myself, you stop listening to new music at a certain point of your life and just listen to what you listened to up to that point.
Okay.
And that's when you've decided your adventure was over.
Oh, wow.
Because you're not searching for new music. And if you're not searching for new music, you're not searching for new ideas, and your mind is closed to different ways of looking at things.
It's funny you say that. I always tell people I love to share music with other people, because when sharing music is sharing perspective. You know what I mean? And what we immerse ourselves in sonically, you know what I mean, has a way of really experiencing how it is we view and interact with the world. That said, I wanna kind of bring us back before we unravel more so into the music. What childhood experience shaped your understanding of yourself more than any other?
Childhood experience. Oh, wow. I can't pinpoint it to one thing.
Which is a very common answer I get. Whatever sticks out to you first.
Well, probably because I just said it, but oh, I know. When Nancy Sevilla broke my heart.
Nancy's. Oh shit! All right, let's let's unpack that. Let's unpack that.
Hold on. I'm okay.
Rock
I'm
and
all
roll.
right, but
Listen,
it
you're in
still
good hands.
it still hurts.
Fair enough.
But I do remember being under the stairwell. I lived in a big apartment complex, and there was a little space in between, like next to the mailboxes, where you could, like a little person, could sit. Not a little person like a tiny, you know, a child.
Yes, yes.
So I was a child. I probably was about 5 or 6, and I was sitting in the middle, and Veronica McGinn was sitting in the middle. No, she was sitting to I don't remember, but it went like this.
Okay.
Veronica McGinn said, everything I do, no, Nancy Sevilla said, now maybe I made this whole thing up because I can't figure out how it worked.
That was a long time ago.
But,
You know?
something to the effect of everything I do to you, you have to do to either, I guess, Nancy Sevilla. So Veronica would yeah, that's how it worked, now that I'm remembering, would pinch me a little bit. So I had to pinch.
Veronica pinched you, so you had to pinch Nancy.
Right.
Understood.
And then I think it was the other way around, because I think Veronica McGinn had a crush on me.
Fair enough.
And Nancy Sevilla gave me a kiss here, and I had to kiss Veronica. And when she kissed me, I was I think I had my first stroke. But she said, now you have to kiss her. Luke, you have to kiss her now. And I'm going yeah. And I didn't have the strength to pucker. I was so swooned. But then I realized that it was not Nancy. It was Veronica that was pulling the strings. And it made me, it has nothing to do with your question, but I did go on and on.
Well, no, it does have to do with the question. I think.
Really? Because I have no idea why.
I think it's fair to say. That this particular.
I pulled that out of my butt, you know.
This particular experience helped shape your understanding of yourself more than any other. I mean, when you're
I'm not quite sure. If
at least one of the experiences that did it. I mean, as we're children, and we interact with the opposite sex, you know what I'm saying? I mean, understanding how you feel emotionally and whatnot, it can definitely help, shape your perception of the world. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I mean, I was your first crush.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless you want to talk about my kindergarten teacher. I had a big, I was having crush. I still do. I'll turn on Netflix and in 5 minutes I have a crush on someone that I'll never see in person. Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, she's fucking beautiful. Oh my God.
I am I'm gonna find her.
I love her. Dude, what the hell? What are we like? What are they? Kindred spirits or some shit? This is insane. Oh my God.
Well, I have a friend that her name is Devin, and she looks like her, but she has that same attitude.
Oh, like that dry, kind of deadpan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She had I worked in a thrift shop here, and she came in to volunteer to work. And as soon as she walked in, I got that Nancy Sevilla feeling, like, if I can only just spend any time with this lady. She's a goddess, and she became like one of my all-time best friends. But that's why as soon as I seen Aubrey, I thought of Devin. So I said, wow, that's incredible. And then I started. But anyway, the point is, I get crushes all the time.
Fair enough.
You know, and I back then I got a lot of crushes. I mean, that's the one thing I remember. That's one thing I was good at. I wasn't good at sports, but I was quite the ladies' man growing up.
Shit, man. Dude,
I was a player.
Hell yeah,
Plus,
man.
I was a musician. So,
Oh, yeah.
So I had it going on before I fell off the ugly tree and hit every branch coming down.
Fucking out here killing it, man. Jesus. And you know what's funny, man? When I first got into music, I thought I was gonna be getting all the girls. You know what I mean? It's you know, but it's like you're like what? You're more like Mick Jagger with it, where I was more like Van Gogh. You know, you know what I'm saying, man? I was just fucking out there, man, in my own fucking world, just kind of straggling along, trying to figure it out. But nah, I mean, you know, we all develop in our own ways. I mean, if the want is there, eventually you'll meet that point. I mean, shit, I love that, man. That's fucking awesome. What emotional need has your art been trying to satisfy throughout your life? And I ask that because I see all this stuff you have around here. I mean, you got these masks back here. You got the doll there. You know what I mean? Like
This one there,
this here.
that's all done with dots.
Did you do this?
Yeah.
Can we get this in the? This shit is really nice, man. Can you see that, John?
Angle it a little more this way, like towards a top down. Bingo. So the glare.
Glare. Fair enough. But
Yeah,
see
you
it for the
have
most
to
part,
really
right?
close in on that.
Yeah, I mean, we can
but
definitely
there's
get
nothing.
into it.
That's hundreds of hours.
Snap a pic.
Yeah. Okay, got you.
That's
gotcha.
like hours of dots,
Wow.
which is very like meditative, and the rest of these like are all just pencil.
Would you say you had maybe like hyperactivity and you were able to channel that through your creativity? You know what I mean?
Well, it
too?
was so different because I started with art, then I totally left. Well, not totally, but I moved from art to music.
Okay.
Actually, about the time I was divorced, so I think I realized I could meet more women playing music outside than I can sitting in the kitchen drawing.
I mean, yeah. And music, I mean, it's all art. You just went to a different medium.
But like I would, and the environment that I spent a lot of time in, you know, I did like gigs in clubs and stuff like that. But playing in the subway is like the calm. I tried to create the calm in the eye of the hurricane.
Oh, okay.
Because I would set up like my space, which would be my guitar case, which told people, okay, this is my space, and then my mic and my amp over here. And then around me would be like 2001, like things, commuters shooting at you, running for trains, and it was just like total chaos. And the whole feeling of the creative process was different because it would be your endorphins bouncing, but you were doing so many things at the same time. You would be watching the crowd who might throw some money in your case, watching for the cops, watching for crazy people, and trying to remember chord patterns and lyrics at the same time. And sometimes it would be amazing that I would be focusing on something like a person that looked a little wacky, you know, and is he coming here? And that the hackles would be up and I'd be in that mode. And then I realized I'm still playing this song, kind of like on automatic pilot. It was weird.
Just in flow state. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Let me back up for a brief second before we get back into that. You said you were divorced. How old were you when you got married?
20.
Damn, that's young. It's funny because I remember proposing to my girlfriend at the time at 19. That would have been a fucking mistake. My God. Whenabouts did you guys get divorced?
6 years later.
Okay. 6 years. What was that like? Because our prefrontal cortex, that develops at what, 25, 26-ish? So you're really in the midst of marriage before your brain's fully developed. Like, tell me what that experience was like, because being married is like a major staple in adulthood. You know what I mean? Whenever you think of adulthood, you think of marriage, the white picket fence, family, shit like that. So kind of walk me through your life, like your experience during that time.
Well, I was a father, like, I guess at about 21 or 22.
Okay.
And I just loved being a dad. And my daughter was like a ray of light to this day. And I was settled. I remember I did not want to be divorced. But now I think about it, because one time when my daughter was an adult, she asked me, how long were you and my mom married? And I said, 6 years. And she goes, what? She goes, I thought you guys were married like 2 or 3 months. She goes, I can't imagine two more different people.
Jesus. Unpack that. Like, okay, what were you like and what was she like?
I was pretty much like this.
Super chill, yeah.
But, well, not so much back then.
Okay.
But she had said that by the time I started cultivating this, as you see.
Some John Lennon shit almost, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And the strange thing is, she is a mix of both of us, because my ex is like very practical.
Oh, okay.
And financially, she knows where she wants to go.
I get it.
So Jenny, my daughter, picked up a lot of the creative aspect to her dad, from her dad.
Okay.
Like she's works, well, she's a great photographer. She does improv, and but she would never do it like be the starving artist because of her mother's influence of like, okay, it's good to draw and all this, but you're going to have to pay your rent, and stuff like that, which that sort of stuff doesn't occur to me. I think, well, if I can't take care of it, there's going to be some kind of guardian angel that's going to take care of it. Maybe maybe
wishful
that's
thinking, yeah.
or I'll figure it out. And I must have, because I'm not in a cardboard box right now doing this interview under the interstate.
Yeah,
I mean, in many ways, like creating art for me is like breathing.
Yes.
But
yeah.
also, like, if I decided to go legit now, what would my resume look like? Okay, Mr. Ryan, what have you been doing for the last 90 years? No, that can't be right. Well, I played music in the subway. Well, I'm not sure how that fits in with our corporation here, but you could work in the mailroom. Well, maybe no, that's too high. You know, we'll see what. No, you're not hired. That's what I would hear all the time.
You got the experience, dude. You got experience, man. That I believe experience topples whatever a degree can grant. I believe. So your wife was practical and you're the artist. So is it fair to say? I always use this metaphor like I'm a bird in a cage, right? But like as a bird, I continue to grow and grow and grow to the point where like the cage it won't break. You know what I mean? And there's a discomfort there. And you know, finally I just got to get to the point where I shatter it and then fly. Like was that a similar experience to you within the marriage as an artist?
I don't know that I was ever in the cage.
Okay.
You know.
Fair enough.
And my schooling after Catholic school taught me that that cage did not really exist.
Okay.
Because, you know, some of the teachers tried to tell us that. Like, you know, I do remember half hearing, like, you know, it's going to be rough. You're going to be late on your rent, and you know, but you got to figure it out. But you know, I want you to still be an artist, you know. But I don't think that cage ever happened for me.
You were never trapped within a mental prison.
Well, even when I was married, that's when I was working as an illustrator.
Okay.
So I still wasn't in that 9 to 5 grind.
Okay.
Going to the office and hating everybody and having to kiss some boss's butt, you know, that sort of thing. I never really had to do that.
Understood. So,
which is probably why she left me.
Shit, man. I mean, so by 21 or 22 you're a father. By 26 you're divorced. I guess what led to the divorce? You guys just felt like, I mean, it was just, you guys were just complete opposites and it was just not worth.
No, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
No. Jenny, I didn't mean that. She's the mother of my child. No, but...
I mean, both can be true. I mean, everybody can't... I mean,
no.
I'm not calling anybody a bitch. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Sometimes we can...
No. So I go for the cheap laugh, you know? I have to go there, but the serious answer was we were just two very different people. I mean, you can be different than the person that you're with on certain levels, but there's a key level of what makes you yourself that has to be the same with the person, unless for you to love that person.
I think, yeah, okay. So at the core, at your nucleus, like there has to be that, and that's where that connecting point. Okay, I see what you're saying. You know what I mean? There has to be that shared space there. You know what I mean?
Like if I had a lady that said, you know, the toilet paper has to go this way, and I said, no, it has to go that way, that would be one thing. But if she said something morally offensive to me,
Okay.
you know, I'm not going to bring up MAGA, fuck you. But, you know, like I cannot imagine being in love with somebody who had those values. No matter, well, I couldn't have respect for them.
Fair enough. I always wonder.
Or even as a friend.
I always wonder about that. I always wonder. I'm like, can somebody fall in, like, can somebody who's super liberal fall in love with somebody who's super conservative? Like, can that happen? I feel like there are some cases where that does exist. I mean,
Well, liberal and conservatives are two outdated, you know, things. Because the new, I could live with a conservative because that's economics and a couple of things that, I could kind of live with. But we don't want to turn this political.
well, I mean, we can get into politics. I mean, essentially my aim is to explore everything that is you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the what you would call conservative now is like Trump just lifting up a rock and saying, "Okay, everybody under you slugs under there, it's okay to hate anyone that doesn't look like you, has the same sexual orientation of you, is that whole gamut."
And dude, not for nothing, I asked you when you were born to kind of put together a timeline of like events that I think would have helped shape you. I mean, this is just me naming a few, but I mean, you've been through, Vietnam. You know what I mean? The assassination of JFK, the assassination of MLK, the crack epidemic, 9/11. I mean, there's so many things that culturally helped form your identity. I guess, what event got you to, like, because you're obviously a very socially conscious person. You know what I mean? You're somebody that would have been with the civil rights movement and everything. Like, you're about togetherness. I guess, what event made you say, like, yo, we're all in this together? Like, when did that happen?
Well, I do remember. My dad is from Georgia.
Okay. Okay.
So every year, well, every other, one year we would visit my dad's family in the summer, and then the next year, my mom would get a place. So we'd go to a really cheap, weird little place in the Catskills.
Okay.
Where they had possums floating in the pool.
Oh, you gotta love that. Shout out to possums, man. They're beautiful in their own right, but what the fuck?
Yeah,
Dude?
but I like them better when they're alive.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
But I remember going down to Georgia, Savannah, at a very early age, till I was starting to be a hippie, and I was there when there were 3 bathrooms: men, women, and colored.
Yeah.
And my family down there, that's where you like. My aunts and uncles. I mean, I didn't get that same, availability to like have a big relationship with them.
Okay.
But I don't know, in that generation there wasn't one aunt or uncle that wasn't a racist.
Yeah.
On top of, all the stuff like, oh, Aunt Vi makes the really wonderful chicken, and and I love her cooking, and she's so kind to me when I spend time, stay at her house, and she taught me how to play the piano and stuff. But you bring up some sore subject and she'll go like, and that hits me there.
Yeah.
And I think that was more, that's why I'm so vehemently against, racism and homophobia and, anti-women, and all that stuff. It's hard to digest that. But it's weird that I was exposed. That's okay, I'm having a stroke. hacking up a lung here on your podcast. So you shouldn't interview old guys. You know, I think I can you change me?
I actually work in that field, so I actually could help with that if need be.
Okay,
So
good.
You are in good hands, my friend. I will tell you.
No, I'm fine, by the way.
Fair enough. Fair. I'm just saying, goddammit, if you need some assistance,
Feel free.
I can help.
Feel free. Go commando.
If we gotta go there, you know what I mean?
Okay, no, I'm fine. I mean, I'd like to find out what that would feel like, but I won't do that to you.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Not on this episode, at least.
Yeah, we'll wait.
Yeah, fair.
Like the second date.
Yeah, you know, we're still filling each other out. So, fucking,
Don't get Judy jealous.
So because I believe that everybody is kind of like reared into prejudiceness, right? Like, you know, and you have to unlearn that prejudiceness at a certain point.
And also, Astoria, where I was from, was the fictitious home of Archie Bunker.
Holy shit! Yeah, all in the family.
That's where he was from. So
Wow.
even like my, you know, growing up at that time,
Yeah.
like a lot of those people, like Walters, we won't say names. Some of my old friends that I've grown up with have grown up in sort of a bubble where they were supposed to be. And me going into like an art school and being, you know, exposed to, you know, different people and different thoughts and stuff helped to shape who I am now. But some of my friends from that time never broke from the mold of where you were supposed to go.
Okay.
And they are still prejudiced today.
What do you think? I mean, I guess everybody just doesn't have that awakening. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, unfortunately, we get comfortable. Comfort overrides awareness, but I guess some people just don't. They never see that way of thinking to be wrong. You know?
You gotta have like altruism.
Uh-huh.
Is like a very important thing that you can't teach yourself. Somehow that's
It's just there.
burnt
huh?
into your genes. Like
don't
my
be-
mom.
Okay.
My mom went through the whole thing that we were talking about, growing up in a time that prejudice was sort of accepted.
Yeah.
But she was a real people person and really loved people. So, but she still had that upbringing. So I remember when, you know, she was in a senior center that long, and she goes, Martha came in, and you know what? I got up and I hugged her, even though she's colored.
Shit.
But that was like a dichotomy because she had that in her head, and also being colored was our political
That was
correct.
political correct, yeah.
So she would use that word and say like, I didn't care what anybody cared, you know, thought, because Martha's my friend. And I thought, you know, that's the stronger aspect to that. Even though she grew up with, you know, there's something a little wrong with hugging somebody like that. And everybody else didn't care about the fact that they had a bond. And she was just saying, she was being like, power to the people. I'll show them. I'm going to hug my friend in front of everybody.
Fair enough. It's funny you used the term colored, and your mother said that back in, what, the 50s or whatever?
Yeah.
It's funny because some jackass at my job about a year ago.
Well, do you know Elon Musk is an African American?
I mean, isn't he from Africa? Oh, no, is he from Africa?
He's from South Africa.
Yeah.
So a white racist from South Africa can be called a African American.
That is true. That is
Which-
fucking crazy.
I mean, it's just a label. It's not. It's more important how you deal with people, and you have to deal with people one person at a time.
Yeah. It's like I fucking, but this one coworker of mine, well, a former coworker of mine, she was talking about, she was having a conversation with another coworker, and they were talking about a guy who was a womanizer, and she was like, "Oh, he's a colored man," and I was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, at the time it's 2025. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, what the fuck is going on here? You know?
But some people like that is like respectful. That's what they know.
Oh my god. I mean, it's yeah.
Like,
you know.
here's another one, Native American. Now, why would you want to adapt the name of the country that came over and subjugated you, that stole your land and killed half of you, put you on, a parcel of land that they thought, and then they want you to be named after them, like Native American. And then I had a friend that was Native American, and I said, "What would you like to be called?" And he goes, "Call me by my tribe. I'm a Sioux. I'm a, this. I'm a that. Just call. That's how we like to be called."
No, understood.
It's sort of ridiculous. I mean, you could call somebody the right politically correct term and still treat them like shit.
Yeah.
It's more important that you respect that one person that comes in front of you
Yes.
and see them about who they are.
I can really understand how it is you got into music, because if there's multiple art forms, but music is the one art form that, above all else, has the power to really bring people together and really get people to forget about a lot of fuckery. You know what I mean? Like, if you make incredible music, people will forget about whatever court case you may have lingering about, or whatever.
We said we weren't going to talk about that.
And I say that to say, like, I get how you were able to fall into that, and I want you to take me into your the subway player, playing in the subway. Like, I mean, like, what was that like? What was that experience?
That was like magic.
Wow.
It was like guerrilla warfare. I'm a musician, and you have to get good if you play. Well, playing in the subway or the street is a way to play music, if you want to, 6, 7, 8 hours a day, 5 to 7 days a week. So if you're playing guitar that long, even if you're not paying attention, you got to get good. But I always used music as a vehicle to be a performer. And I think the reason why I was successful is I kind of mixed it up, and nobody else did.
Okay.
Like, some people think like I'm a comedian.
Okay.
But it would be like I would just do weird stuff.
Like what?
Like, if I saw like somebody, like a Wall Street sort of guy walking by with somebody that looked like a client or something, and he was ignoring me, I'd go, "Mad Dog, oh my God, you're out of the joint." And I had a mic. you look terrific, man. Good for you. He goes, and I said, if you need a job, see me after the gig. You know, the kind of like, or I would say, oh, you know, simply like, hey man, it's good to see you in men's clothing again. You know, but I would say all these weird things, or I would just put my guitar down and look up just to see how many people I could get to look up.
You were a punk. I think it's fair to say you were a part of. Would you say you were a part of that movement, punk?
In spirit.
In spirit,
and,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I was playing a lot of Merle Haggard, Buck Owens, and Frank Zappa.
You're a much cleaner and stable version of Gigi Allen. You know Gigi Allen?
Is he? Was he friends with Buck Owens?
I don't think he was friends with Buck Owens. John knows Gigi Allen. Gigi Allen was the embodiment of punk in its rawest form. I mean, this fucking guy.
Who did he play with?
I don't think he played with anybody. I think
LA punk rock.
LA punk rock. Yeah, yeah.
Scene back in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, this guy would fight fans. He'd strip naked on stage. He'd shit on stage. He did all types of wild shit. But you know what I mean.
I'm a bit of a gentleman.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, which is why I made sure to say that you are very, you know, a lot cleaner and more stable. But there's a parallels in terms of spirit, in terms of how you're willing to incorporate. You know what I mean? The environment.
For me, it has to
know?
be. You can't be weird unless you're funny.
Here's the thing.
I think humor is like
Yes.
something. I always found humor is almost more important, to me anyway, than music, because I can get people I can disarm people.
With humor.
With humor.
More than you can music. I mean, how my saying is you can be weird, you just can't be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you could do both. I mean, I'm doing both.
Fair enough.
You know?
It's gotta be.
Aubrey, what's her name? Plaza.
Yeah.
I love what she does. She was on Conan O'Brien, and they were going to the whole cast of Parks and Recreation, and they had planned to do like a song at the end, the whole group, like "We Are the World," and it was hokey and it would, you know, whatever. And there's a guy that one of her co-stars, who's not like, you know, Hollywood good looking. He's kind of like George Wendt from Cheers, like kind of heavy and kind of like not very attractive. And she goes, just before the song, she goes, "Do you want to make out during the song?" And he went, "Shit, yeah." And I saw a clip, and he's like, they're going at it. They're not, it's not like, you know, Hollywood kissing. I mean, I've seen tongues flashing and
shit.
And then I thought, I'm kind of unattractive. Why can't that be me? You know?
I remember thinking the same thing. I remember a friend of mine years ago used to say that all these women at his job would be throwing themselves at. I'm like, God damn, why can't that happen to me? You know? And then in a way, years later it did, but not in the way I wanted it to. You know, I guess be careful what you ask for, you just might get it, right? You know what I mean?
Well, I had it. It's just, it's hard to hold on to it at a certain point.
I mean, you realize after a certain point, like, is it really worth holding on to? Like, what is it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
But you know, I could go across the street to the Lark Tavern, and I could look for the most attractive woman in there and walk up to her and tell her the most gross, inappropriate thing that I would like to do with her. And I don't get pepper sprayed. She just looks at me and goes, "Oh, isn't that cute?
Yeah.
He still thinks he's a man."
Oh, wow. But I think that's the hidden gift of being
Old?
more seasoned.
Seasoned.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I'm not a steak.
I I just say you're wise.
This ain't, yeah, right.
Wise.
I'm
not
a
old.
wise guy, but I'm certainly not. The only thing about growing older, you don't get wiser and you don't stop. You just get better at doing the same mistakes.
Fair enough. You get better at jaywalking. You know what I mean? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
No, you're very careful with jaywalking because you know if you're halfway in the middle of the street and you see a car coming, you can't run to the other curb. So you're very careful.
100%. You got your damn well better be. What is the deepest pain you've had to learn to live with rather than overcome?
Well, after being divorced, I spent like a period of time of being a wild man and a player. And,
Wild man. Okay.
And then I met Betsy, who is totally my kindred spirit in life.
Betsy. Okay.
And she was the love of my life. And matter of fact, we met when I had a gig in the Village, and one of my ex-girlfriends came by with Betsy while I was, taking a break and I was outside. And Betsy wrote in her diary, which I'm a dog, so I read, and she said, this guy came over to me, friend of Sarah's, and he said, what did you bring me? And I thought, holy crap, who did I think I was? And she goes, and I'm looking at this guy, and he kind of had short, spiky hair, and a bandana, a magician's beard, his shirt unbuttoned to his belt, and a pair of disco mortician shoes. And she goes, but he had an earring, so I thought maybe he was cool. So the three of us hung out till like 8 in the morning in the Village, just like bouncing around, just getting wild. And then went back to Jamie's house, that's another story. And Jamie pulled the couch out, and me and Betsy had a one-night stand that lasted 12 years. Because from that first night, she came over to my house the next night, and she basically never left. Then she got sick. She had like a not serious, but she got sick, and I nursed her back to health, and
Oh, wow.
and she couldn't run away at that point because she had a fever. So anyway, she passed away, and that was the thing that I never thought I would get over it. And it's a cliche, but all it took was time, because there's nothing you can do. You can't speed up grief. You have to just try to outlive it.
Oh, wow. You can't speed up grief, you just have to try to outlive it. Okay. Because I don't think you ever get over loss. I think you just learn to live with it. You know what I mean? And I think, too, some wounds aren't meant to heal. I believe that because it's there as a reminder. You know what I mean? To keep you rooted in gratitude and appreciation. You know what I mean? I feel. You know what I mean? Shit. Because everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean?
You can't live with that degree of grief. It's physical. You feel like you're walking through quicksand. Everything is slowed down. And you can't physically live your life that way. So genetically or whatever, something inside you turns it off. Makes you, time does it, I guess. But you have no choice. You can't, if I felt, I could not be alive today if I had to wake up feeling that way every day.
Word.
I even at the time, like I was, probably I was an atheist when I was in Catholic school, but I didn't have that comfort of having like, oh, okay, well, she's in heaven and, God is looking out for her. She's a special angel, all that shit. So I did a vision quest, which is an American, I'm going to say American Indian ritual.
Okay.
But can I describe my magical pickle here?
Describe the pickle, damn it. Go ahead.
This is what they do on the infomercials. This magical pickle is actually a penis from a wizard that I met in Kathmandu when I was a delivery boy there, delivering newspapers to the wizards. So basically, you can ask me a yes or no, a question that has a yes or no answer, and I'll rub it and it will give you the it's a magical pickle answer. Do you have a question?
John, what do you have?
Could be simple.
Yes or no, huh?
I don't operate with closed-ended questions. I'm more of an open-ended kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? Screw it. Did we actually land on the moon when we said we landed on the moon?
Okay.
That's a good question.
I'm going to rub my pickle. Don't get your mind out of the gutter. It's not like that.
Pickle my pickle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Magical pickle. Magical, mystical pickle. Mystical pickle. Mr. Mystical pickle. Whatever he said. Did we actually land on the moon?
Definitely a possibility, but not the only option.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You're being very cryptic, Pickle. Can you please, clarify?
Yes, 100 times yes!
We landed on the moon. It's settled.
There you go.
Figured it out here.
Goddamn wizard's penis is a gem.
Thank you. You can go home now.
Heard it on our podcast.
Hell yes. So just to dive back in, King. When have you felt the most alone in your life, and what did that period reveal about who you are?
Getting back to when my Betsy passed away, which is kind of a very big segue from a mystical pickle, but
I mean, there's a connection. I mean, as men, we carry pickles. You use your pickles, so I get you understand the connection here. You know what I'm saying? I got to fish. You got to fish for the connections, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
sorry.
All right.
Anyway, yeah, I just, it was very hard to answer that question after that. But the thing is, yeah, I've never felt so alone. I just feel like somebody grabbed into my chest and pulled my life out. But what I did was I went to Wyoming to do a vision quest, which is something the Native Americans would do when a child would reach puberty. They would take him to the desert, and he would sit in his circle, and he would draw a circle, sit there, fast for a week, and wait for the dance of Latanka, which is the grandfather spirit. And since I was an atheist and I needed some comfort, I thought I could get answers. I was always trying, I was doing all this new age stuff, like to actually physically connect with the spirit of Betsy. Because you go a little crazy at the time. And, but it was amazing. Like I was in the desert for, I think, about a week, fasting. And I got answers, but not like I thought I would get. But,
What answers did you receive?
well, I was waiting for Don Castellanos, whatever his name is, you know, like, they didn't give me any peyote. Maybe that was the problem. But I was hoping to actually physically have Betsy's spirit talk to me. But instead, you know, when you spend that much time slowing your wheels down and paying attention, you get to sort out a lot of things. Plus, I spent like 2 days on a Greyhound bus in the same seat, getting to Wyoming, and I was online at the Greyhound terminal and looking at the line and counting the teeth, and thinking I could sit with any one of these people for 2 days, and I'm thinking that's slim pickings. And then I saw this really cute, she looked like Peter Pan or like this, but she had a Harley t-shirt and a Jack Daniels cap.
Oh, wow.
And an English accent. So she sat down first and I'm like, excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. And I made my way to her seat. And we sat with each other for 2 days. And at the end of that, you either have a bond with somebody or you hate them. And we became close friends, to this day, actually. And she was going to come back to New York before going back to England. And I said, you know, gave her my number, and I said, you know, you could stay with me. And she did. And then she said, if you ever want to go to England, you know, look me up, you know, you could stay with me. And I said, I'll never go to England. Why am I going to do that? Then my daughter got into Oxford for a year.
In England? Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, she's kind of smart.
Hell yes.
So was my mailman. I should think about that. Anyway,
You did that. Fuck that. You did that. God, out here creating beings going to Oxford. Damn
Yeah.
it. Hell yes. Come on. Hell yeah, man. Shit.
so, you know, and I went and I spent like a couple of weeks with her, and it was wonderful. But I met all these people in England, and they would come over and spend time with me. Like a group of stewardesses that were Katie's friends. They got no place to go. Can they stay with you? And I said, 4 stewardesses? Let me think about this.
Sounds
Oh
nice as
yeah.
fuck.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
And then then I'd have 4 new friends, and it just was growing and growing. Like my whole connection to England, it was kind of nice, because I never get to go anywhere because you need cash to go places.
That we do. That we do. I mean, you know, you said that you went crazy during the whole vision quest or whatever, but there's this saying that I always come back to. It's only the strong go crazy, the weak just go along. Sometimes I feel like Asada Shakur. Sometimes I feel like it's necessary to lose yourself in order to find yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a part of life. I mean, obviously you don't want to be gone too long, of course, but I think something comes from that experience that was pivotal for you to experience.
Well, this one was genuine,
Okay.
but when you go through grief, you are, a lot of people can take advantage of you.
That's a fucking fact.
And since I had no anchor in like believing in God, I went totally new agey. So I mean, I was in a class called astral projection,
Okay.
and the teacher came in and said, "Yeah, I was helping put the pyramids together last week. I astral projected to Egypt in 2000 blah blah BC, and everyone in the class is going, and I'm going, what? What? Can I get my money back now?" So I had like gone through a lot of that stuff, and then and that's how I kind of got into going on the Vision Quest. I went to some place called the New School,
Yeah.
and you stayed at a place called the Antelope Retreat, and they would get you ready, and we did like sweat lodges and exercises to free up our spirit, and it seemed like they believed what they were doing. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I brought from there.
What I do want to talk about, since we're talking about acid and whatnot, I want to get into those wild man years. So you said in '77. That's about when you were. That's about when you were in your wild man phase, you'd say.
Yeah.
Okay, can you explain that time to me? When you say you were a wild man, like what are some of these activities? Some of these wild activities, like what are some things that really stand out? Like I gotta hear some of these stories.
Well, I was following the Keith Richard playbook,
Of course.
But it was, my day would be like rock and roll for hours, get enough money, go to my local dive bar, hang out.
Is cocaine involved by chance?
Never did a lot for me, but I played in a really a bar in the Bronx. Me and my bass player Al Nieves, a duo. And every time I would go into the bathroom, there'd be a bunch of guys like, huddled, and they'd go, "Oh, Music Man, we like that last set. Open your nose." And I would go and come back to the bar, and I'd be like wiping my nose, and it would, something about my system did not work as well as other things like pot and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I certainly liked it, because 10 minutes later I'd be going to the bathroom and my bass player would be going like, "What's wrong with your kidneys, man?" Or "What's wrong with your bladder? Didn't you just go to the bathroom?" I go, "Yeah, I gotta go again."
Holy shit, man. All right, drugs, sex, and rock and roll. Fair enough. You know what I mean? I mean, you're out here just jamming at dive bars and whatnot, man. Did you cut any albums during this time?
Yeah. I was really successful at having an amazing celebrity life. I mean, for instance, like there was something called Subplay, which two young producers had the idea to go through the subway, find like a handful of musicians that they liked. Then they would bring them in, talk to them, Jamie Prop and Adam Chalk, talked to me, and they put out a really cool album where they would take each individual into the studio and record a song that they wrote. And I had like keyboard player, 2 sax players, a percussionist, a acoustic percussionist from Africa, a guy playing didgeridoo, background singers, all subway musicians. And
Didgeridoo in the subway is wavy.
yeah,
Wow.
Simon 7. I had a big a Costanza guy crush on him. You know, Jenny goes, "You got a little crush on that guy, don't you?" Yeah, he's so cool, man. I love to be that cool. He's just, I mean, you know, I can't stop talking. He's just like Clint Eastwood. I don't know. And he plays that. Oh, it's magic. But, you know, and I did that, and through that, I got so much media coverage. I was on every network here at least once. I was in the makeup chair for Good Morning America.
Shit.
I was on, they did a documentary on us. So I had a guy following me with 4 segments or 5 segments with a camera crew. Like one time it would be me going to like play in the subway. So they'd start in the house, follow me with this big, you know, those big cameras. And, you know, and I'd go and get my coffee and everyone's going and then standing in the subway. And then I had a segment of me and my mom playing cards and just talking. A segment of me and my daughter getting Chinese food and hanging out and talking. Me playing at a psychiatric ward, because I used to play hospital audiences back then.
Rock and roll, man. Hell yeah.
But, oh, like Jenny would turn the TV on and go, "Oh, crap, you're on TV again. Is there anything else on?" You know?
Hater.
But, no, I mean, she's...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Yeah.
I know, but she's like, she knows her dad too.
Yeah,
all too well. She knows, don't stroke his ego, because that's like a monster, like letting a monster out.
I'd imagine the children of celebrities say that often about like their parents that are on TV a lot. You know what I mean? Is there anything else on? Yeah.
But that whole period, like I've been on documentaries. I was in a movie with Ewan McGregor and Hugh Jackman and what's her name? Oh, she won an Oscar. I forget.
We have to wait. Natalie Portman?
No, she's blonde, really pretty. Oh, God.
Meryl Streep?
No.
Fuck it.
I forget.
Wait, all right.
I wasn't like, I was a featured extra.
Whatever. What film and what's the name of this documentary?
Deception is the name of the film.
Deception is the name of the film. Okay. And the documentary that you were a part of?
Subplay?
Subplay? Okay.
I don't know that one ever was even released. I'm not sure.
Fair enough. But the film is called Deception.
Yeah.
Okay. Rock and roll, brother.
I mean, I play like a subway musician. I don't have any lines, but they put me in the subway where I usually play, and I did not know who Ewan McGregor was. I thought his name was Ewan.
Ewan McGregor. He was in Star Wars, right, John?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi? Yeah. Oh, shit,
Sweetest guy, too. Because I'm standing there, and they're lining up shots and stuff like that, but we hadn't started yet. But he goes, "Play something." So
Ian McGregor.
The producer, the director said, "Play something. You know, you don't want to just stand here, and it'll help us get into the mood." So I had a song that I don't sing in, but I do, but it was like a real jazz sort of thing, and it was kind of Tom Waits like, and it fit in so well. And So I'm doing it over and over again. Then all of a sudden, Ewan McGregor shows up, and I go, oh, I think I know that guy. And he walked right up to me and said, hi, I'm Ewan. And I go, Ewan, remember, Ewan, not Ewan. And he
Sure
goes,
gets that often.
we'll be working together, you know. And I thought that was so nice. And, you know, because I'm not singing, you know, I'm not working with him really. But, you know, he had to do multiple takes of him walking past me and getting eye contact and kind of like I'd give him a nod or something, you know, whatever.
The determination of a man's character is in how they treat someone that can do nothing for them.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. The fact that he did, wow, he wasn't, but, you know, I'm not surprised.
I got the bro hug from him, too.
Yeah?
He came by and said, I really like what you're playing. He goes, it's really helping with the scene. Because the whole scene was he walks past me and then he stands on the platform, and it's first time he sees the person that I can't remember her name. And then she was beautiful. But at the end, they were like kind of on the other platform, and they had two chairs and, you know, talking about the movie or what they were going to do next and whatever. And I said, you know, and I walked over and I gave him a CD. I'm sure it's his prized possession. But he jumped off his chair and he goes, oh man, thanks so much. And he gave me the bro hug. It was like Nancy Sevilla all over again.
Shit. Hell yeah. Oh man, I love it.
In a manly way.
Listen, every man has
Despite the shirt.
Every man has a man crush at some point, you know what I mean? I think for me it was with Mark Wahlberg, you know what I mean? John, how about yourself? Who'd you have one for? I know you got somebody, motherfucker, don't lie.
Yeah, you know, only a Sith speaks in absolutes, sir.
Yeah, fucker. You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll talk about this later. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's got one, man. I get it, man. Yo, shout out my guy Marky Mark, man. Hope I get to meet him someday. Oh, shit.
No, I've always had something like that growing up. Like I wanted to be James Bond. I wanted to be Hercules. I wanted to be all these different people growing up. And even when you play music too, whenever you do like cover tunes, like you do a Springsteen song, all of a sudden like, I'm Springsteen. And then you do something by like, you know, punk rocker, and all of a sudden you take on that attitude. But it's like play acting all day.
Yeah,
And then you're sensitive, you do a folk song.
Yeah, I had periods I was dropping a bunch of acid. I thought I was Jim Morrison. You know what I mean? And I was a depressed poet, like really putting my flesh on the page. I'm like, oh, I'm Vincent Van Gogh.
I was in the Jim Morrison movie. What was it called?
The Doors, yeah.
The Doors.
Yeah. With Val Kilmer.
Yes. As an extra, you know, I don't even think they even got me, but it was a great story.
Oliver Stone.
It was, yeah, I saw him just walking around, and Val Kilmer looked like
Jim Morrison.
He looked just like him.
And rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
And there was a female lead too that I really thought was really cute. But my daughter was really into acting at that point. So she got a job as an extra, you know, along with 1,000 other people. And it was in Times Square early in the morning that she had to show up. So I was playing street music that day. And first she came over to my house, a week before, and me and Betsy made her look like a hippie. You had to dress like the 60s, you know. So we made her into a real flower child. And I was dressed like I usually do. My hair was longer back then. And, you know, and I got my guitar and my amp, and I'm, you know, on my way to work. and I dropped her off because it's dangerous, but that was when it was wild and woolly, Times Square. And I drop her off and I'm leaving and the guy goes, "Where you going? You're supposed to be on the top floor." And I said, "No, I look like this all the time." And he goes, "Well, you look perfect. You want to be in the movie?" And I go, "Does it pay?" And he goes, "Yeah." I go, "Yeah, I'm in."
Wow. Right
So-
place at the right fucking time.
They took Jenny and everything we sweated over to make her look like a flower child.
Yeah,
Because she
yeah.
had the long blonde hair and she's real pretty.
Oh my God.
They took all that off her and they pulled her hair back, gave her like twiggy eyelashes, and she looked like, totally different. And so and then I go to wardrobe and they look at me and they go, "Yeah, you're good." So I'm in there and, before the scene and, putting like bagels in my pocket and stuff for later,
As you should, goddammit.
and all of a sudden I hear someone tapping on my shoulder really violently, like, "Dad, what are you doing here?" And I looked at her. No, first I looked at her and I didn't recognize her because that's how severe they made her look.
Oh shit.
And then she goes, "Dad," and I went, "What are you doing here? I can't do anything on my own." And I go, "Well, they wanted me in the movie."
Oh my God. Yo, that's fucking awesome, man. Holy shit. I gotta check out Deception. We got a legitimate fucking celebrity on this goddamn platform here, man. You fucking kidding me, man? Hell yeah, bro. Weirdinary, baby. Let me ask you this, brother. After spending decades performing for complete strangers, what did humanity reveal to you that you couldn't have learned anywhere else?
There's a something that ties a very wide gamut of people together. Mm-hmm. And in a weird way, I was that person because it wasn't really my music. I mean, I was okay, but I've known some incredible musicians that lived music, and it wasn't who I was. People would be drawn to me because I was an outlaw, because I was doing something that a lot of people that were on their way to work was like, they would like wish they were me, or wish, they could do something like that, to be that free. And but I had like an inner circle of people that really got it. And it was from like, there was this homeless lady that every morning, not every morning, but some mornings, she was bent like this, like her spine made it so that she was at an angle like an L. And she would come and panhandle right next to me. And I would kind of be a little pissed off because if a person has $1 and they were ready to drop it in my case, and they would look at her and she was, how could you not drop a buck in her? So I know she got a lot of my money. But then she would, like the first time she did this, she walked by my case and said, "Are you Luke?" And I go, "Yeah," because she could barely, lift her head and stuff. And she goes, "I love them Southern blues, man." And she would drop a buck in my case. And I was talking to a cop, and I said, I feel bad taking a buck from her because I know that's, she needs the money. And he goes like, "Never stop taking that, because that's her way of having dignity." that, you know, you're robbing her of her dignity if you don't accept that. And then I thought, well, it's a freaking buck too, so I'm okay with that on a few levels.
Absolutely. Fair enough. If someone studied every major decision you've made, what pattern would they discover about the way you move through the world?
That he's on automatic pilot.
I love that. Fucking just out here just going, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
When you slow down and try to like make sense of it, you interrupt the flow.
Who is Luke Ryan beneath the identities of musician and visual artist?
He's a pussycat and a scoundrel. I think not a lot different, because my art is interesting because it really is a dichotomy of who I am. Because I either do something that's really, I call it the Mondo world, which I've created. I got a couple of books too that I've put together.
Okay. You got those around here?
Can you grab those
Please,
on top?
please.
The
Oh,
bot-
yes, those are, okay, good. Yes. Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
That's the best one.
Extreme Mondo. Yeah, we got to, when we're done, we got to make sure we get a close-up. Okay.
Just take pictures of it.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I can do that, too.
But like the stuff in here is like really weird stuff.
Here, you pass them over. I'll throw them in front of the camera.
Yeah, fuck it. Well, why not? You said this is the best one here. Extreme Mondo. Hell yes. This is
Pretty cool.
Into the Mondo.
And then this one is basically, I didn't work as hard on this. This is just collections of my artwork,
Dude, these are good.
which are like really different than,
Show, get that.
Are these available for purchase anywhere?
yeah, and Amazon.
Okay, right on.
And that's just my journal.
We'll put a link in.
Oh wow. I don't mean to look through your journal.
No,
man.
that's okay. It's no.
This shit's got character, brother. I mean, how,
I have a stack of these, probably like that.
wow. I mean, shit, they can just type in Luke Ryan and on Amazon and find you.
You have to put the name of the book too.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll probably do a link for each book in the description even.
No, absolutely. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, anything we can do to, you know what I mean, for people to, you know, be able to tap into the beauty that is your craft, man. Fuck yes. This is fucking dope. These pictures are good. This shit is really good, man.
Yeah, but it's so weird because like I can do, like take that kind of poetry.
Frida Kahlo.
Yeah. But then again, I could create this weird collages and just bizarro art that's in the other kind of book.
Bizarro
And that's-
art. It's funny you say that. A buddy of mine was like, he said the other day, actually, in the group chat, Greg, our friend Greg, he said, yo, you think The Bizarre Zone would be a good name for the podcast? I'm like, I don't really think that quite encompasses everything it is we do. But it's just funny how you're saying that now and the other day. Oh my God.
Well, there was a movie called Mondo Bizarro,
Okay.
which was almost pornography.
That makes sense.
And it was back in the day, it was supposed to be a documentary of the strange things that happens. It's called Mondo Films.
Okay.
But Mondo actually also means world.
Okay.
But I, you know, and I was probably about 16 when I kind of snuck in the movie to see it. and they showed women's boobies, which I was very impressed with.
I mean, yeah, when you're a perverted child, absolutely. I always talk about, well, not always, but when the
All
opportunity comes
children,
up.
all young boys are
Yeah.
perverted.
I used to watch Sex in the City just for the sex scenes, and then you get older and you realize this is actually a good show. You know what I mean? But like when you're a fucking when you're a kid and you see this is porn, and it's not like I don't know if you know. When back on cable television, you'd go up into like the 90s or whatever, and you'd be able to see porn through the static of the television. You know what I'm talking about, John? Yeah.
Oh, I think I do.
Yeah, this guy knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it was just like, okay, I can watch this. This is on cable television. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're goddamn right. Every goddamn teenage boy is a
I have,
pervert.
was it in this one? Oh, here we go. I did a writing about late night TV, which
shit.
has
Billy Mays and all these guys. Oh, wow. Let's journey back in time to a bar stool at the Broadway Tavern, back when I'd be tearing it up till I'd either run out of cash or it was closing time. Then it was hit the bricks and make my crooked way home. But I still had some spit and vinegar left in me. I needed one more thing to feed the beast before turning in for the night. This is when I would step into the bizarro world of late night TV. Not the Colbert, Kimmel late night TV of today. This was the late night TV of the 80s. This was the extreme mondo, unregulated stuff that was too strange for prime time. Cigar chomping hucksters, hawking car dealerships and homemade commercials. Infomercials with neon drenched schlockmeisters. I've never seen that word before.
I might have made it up.
Slicing and dicing and selling you something you didn't need. Mind-altering horror flicks and cult classics like the rock and roll wrestling women versus the Aztec mummy. Pure psychotropic magic. You got shows like Joe Franklin, Night Flight, Max Headroom, Miss Cleo, the Jamaican sidekick. Oh, God, yeah. And who can forget the alluring video vixen purring the come on, hey, tiger, I see you're all alone. So am I. Oh, God, why not call me? $5 for the first minute, $1 each additional minute. Yes, late night TV was a big part of what made me what I am today. Weird. I remember looking at those late night infomercials as a kid when this chick's trying to have phone sex. I remember wanting to do that.
Call them or
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? Oh God, yeah. I mean, I was so fucking horny as a fucking kid. I remember there was like late night. There was like a sex talk show with like this old lady. I didn't know it was an old lady, but I just saw on the TV guide it said sex. Sex was in the title, so I just went there. I'm like, it's probably porn. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no. I mean, oh my God.
yeah.
Nah, man, and yeah, God, those fucking infomercials, man. They knew how to get you.
Well, I mean, of course it's 2 a.m. Who is going to be up at that time watching TV? People on crack, people who are just so freaking pathetically lonely that they're waiting for that commercial.
Chances are somebody.
Hey,
with their
tiger, I see you're alone. Of course you're alone.
somebody with their dick in their hand. Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, that's funny as hell, man. Shit. My last question to you, man. When your life is reduced to a single story, what do you hope that story says about what it means to be human?
One story. Well, I would think it would be trying to connect with other humans through music. Mm-hmm. Or what you're doing, whatever it was I was doing out on the street. And I was in the Staten Island ferry terminal, which is the Madison Square Garden of street subway music. And I had this big, huge crowd, you know, there waiting for the ferry. So they were a captured audience, too. They couldn't go anywhere. And I'm playing, and, you know, 95% of the people are ignoring me. And then I see a little girl, probably about 5 years old, kind of with a tutu, dancing, you know, like further away. And I went, oh, and I love children. And I'm going like, maybe I could lure her closer to the guitar case. So I started kind of like, you know, trying to be the Pied Piper. And then she started dancing closer. And she stood in front of my guitar case. And it was a time that I never felt as connected without any words to another human, because like I was playing Norwegian wood, and if I would bend a string, it would be almost like we were attached, and like her arm would go up. And then I would hit another note and another bend, and she would do this, and we were in total sync. And some people were aware of it and saw the magic, and then some people were like totally oblivious to it. And it taught me a lot about humanity and how some people are plugged in and some people will kind of never be plugged in, even if there's something very beautiful happening right in front of you. It's not beautiful unless you see it.
Yes. Yes, it's not beautiful unless you see it. Wow. And that makes me think of this metaphor. Like a butterfly doesn't know how beautiful it is to us because it can't see its wings. You know what I mean?
Like that.
Yeah. Sure. God. Luke. Mr. Ryan.
That's my dad.
King Luke. It's been a pleasure.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Don't tell Trump. We already have a king here. Screw you, man.
Brother, it's been an absolute pleasure, man.
And real quick, sir, if you would just anything you'd like to plug that you're doing. The books, obviously. If you could just hold those up, Brad. Maybe just give us the titles.
Yes, we got Extreme Mondo here.
We'll tilt it bingo.
Extreme Mondo.
But we got close-ups.
Okay. Yes. Into the Mondo. And Women. The Art of Luke Ryan. And we'll go ahead and have links in the descriptions and everything. Did you want to plug in your social medias in case you want anybody to shoot you a follow, man? Maybe they can keep up with you.
I'm on Facebook, but I don't know how to get me there.
Sure. You just type in Luke Ryan on Facebook, you know.
But there are so many Luke Ryans, and then you get that Luke Bryan guy too.
Yeah,
the country
Luke
guy.
Bryan, he is yeah. Well, you have a very distinctive look. I mean, I definitely think you guys will be able to. You see this guy, you'll know exactly who that fucking ad. You know what I'm saying? But Luke, it's been an absolute pleasure, man. This has been a beautiful conversation, man. You've lived a beautiful life, and you're still fucking chugging, brother. Still chugging along.
That's true.
Oh my God, man. I would very much look forward to being able to get up with you for a follow-up sometime soon,
Absolutely.
man. Be fucking rocking. I'm sure there's more stuff in the vault that we can peel into, man.
Or if not, I'll make it up.
Rock and roll. That's a cut. All good?
We are all good, guys. That is